to that organization. Anyway, so with Elizabeth not here, and our guests are already here for the next hour, and this is a big topic, and it's the Carlsbad Mayor's Oil and Gas Summit. It's next week. Did you ever find one from Thomas in there? No?
Uh-oh. If you left the voicemail.
With plot thickens.
Yeah. He's the Reese's peanut butter cup guy.
A candy inspection as we speak here.
That's exactly right. Well, I will let Thomas know that he misrepresented what he said he did.
I've got
637-8089 would have been his number.
What is it?
637-575-637. He's our sales manager, so I don't think he'll mind me saying his phone number on the radio.
That was a very subtle way of getting his number out. For more information.
And to buy advertising. Let's see, because it came in, and I was in the middle of 15 things, Danny, and so I texted him. I said, would you please give Danny a call, because he needs some help. And he said, I'll do it. And then he texted back, and he said, I left him a message. And but I forwarded him your info, so hopefully he called your cell number, not your office number.
Maybe you had the wrong number. I don't know.
Let's see.
But I don't have anything from him. I've got
well, that's just crazy.
Roswell newspaper, Hobbs newspaper, W105.
No, we don't say other radio stations on this radio station.
Oh, well, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Push the electric shock button.
Okay.
It's your own fault. You went down that road.
I did go down that road. I opened the door, so it's my fault. All right. We'll get that taken care of right away this morning. Anyway, Kyle Marksteiner's here, spokesperson for the city of Carlsbad, and the mayor would have been here today, but I guess there was a passing of a well-known...
Gene, I think many of your listeners, Gary Forrest, son of Bob and Barbara Forrest. Gary was a remarkable individual. Heavily involved in Special Olympics, heavily involved in our community, worked out at CARC Inc. And, Gary was a great guy and was also played a major role in the reason why CARC Inc. exists. And so I think they're going to talk a lot about Gary at his services this morning, but also talk about the kind of the fire he started in creating all of these wonderful programs for special needs folks. And, still thousands of people from around the area, world-class facility, beautiful campus if you've ever been out there. And just, and so, we're going to mourn Gary today, but we're also going to reflect on all that he and his family have done for so many people.
Absolutely. So that's why the mayor's not with us here in Artesia today.
They've got a funeral this morning, and he wanted to be able to make sure he could make it.
All right. And Danny Fletcher is here, and I was telling Jeffrey that you have an alter ego that's like a country singer, right?
I do. Yeah, called J.D. Straight.
J.D. Straight. Did Jeffrey ask you about that, or he was trying to remember?
No.
No, he didn't do that. No. So did you bring any of your music with you today?
I didn't.
Yeah.
But I would have. I didn't know to.
Well, we have a little extra time today. So.
Wasn't one of was it Boy George who went in and watched one of your videos? And
yeah, I did a remake of
awesome?
Karma Chameleon.
Okay.
I slowed it down.
Uh-huh.
Well, I listened to it one day. I really listened to the words because no one ever listens to the words because it's that, it's that beat and the chorus everybody listens to.
Well, you come and go.
So I actually listened to the verses, and I went, this is a country song.
Okay.
And so I slowed it down. I put a dobro on it and a banjo, and we did a video, and actually Boy George did. He goes, he in the comments, he said, very good, I like. So.
Well, I remember that video of, not yours, but his, of that song was at the very early days of MTV.
Right.
And we were down in Alabama at the time and had the cable, and we got the MTV, because at that time, you could get a channel that was all weather 24 hours a day.
Sure.
We'd never had that before. You could get a channel that was all news 24 hours a day, and that was like crazy. And then there was this one that had all this music videos 24 hours a day, and you could sit there and watch these music videos. And I remember watching that video, and my wife and I were looking at and we were doing the, is he a man or is he a woman bet? You know, I say he's a man, I say he's a woman. And so he was kind of groundbreaking, if you will, in some of that territory, but very popular song. I'll have to hear your country version of it. I bet it's pretty good.
And actually, I found out that when they wrote it, they even mentioned that it sounded country. That's how come they made it a little quicker and more contemporary pop sound, because it sounded too country. And I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Who was the writer of the song?
Boy George and...
Oh, so he wrote it?
Yeah, him and 2 or 3 other guys
Okay.
wrote it. Yeah.
That's, well, that's great.
But it's definitely a country song.
It is now.
It is now.
So, well, that's awesome. Well, the Mayor's Oil and Gas Summit, how many years has this been taken? 10? So it's the 10th anniversary?
Yeah, we had nine in-person years and 1 virtual year, and you can probably guess which of the virtual years it was.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Gene, you know, Carlsbad's had oil and gas for a long time, of course, but, you know, Carlsbad's kind of a whip community, potash community, whereas Artesia Hobbs were more oil and gas focused, I think, for a long time. But about a decade ago, we started seeing more and more of the big companies come into our area. And so the mayor, with several of his close friends, Orrin Mean, Steve McCutcheon, you know, wanted to put something together to get a better understanding, to allow the community to better understand what's going on, what we can expect, and then also allow the companies themselves to get to meet with community members and interact with them. So that's what started the whole thing, and that message has continued up to this point.
Sure, and you've had some pretty big name speakers that have been there over the years, and most of the time you've got the top political leaders of the state that have come down and over the last 10 years and have put in an appearance at this event.
Right, correct.
So, including the current governor, I think. Was she there before COVID?
Before. I don't believe she's going to be able to make this year, but I believe some of her cabinet folks are coming down. You know, no matter what political affiliation you are, it's hard to deny that a big chunk of the state's budget comes from Eddy and Lee County. And so the state treasurer, very rightly so, is coming down to attend the summit to have a good understanding of where that big chunk of money is coming from, and folks from both parties. We've got you know, state representatives, state senators, cabinet folks. So we've got a good attendance from across the state.
That's fantastic. Who are some of the speakers that are going to be attending? And Danny, we'll let you start there, and we'll go for about a minute, and then we'll continue pick up on the other side of the news.
Well, one of the first speakers is going to actually be a panel.
Okay.
Missy Courier is going to be the moderator of that panel, and it's a association leadership like Doug Ackerman, from the president and CEO of the New Mexico Oil and Gas Association, Jim Winchester, the executive director of the Independent Petroleum Associates, and Ben Shepard, president of the Permian Basin Petroleum Association. So that'll be a good panel, and Missy always does a great job.
Yeah.
So, We've also got Sandy Guy, partner Human Capital of Carr, Raisin Ingram. She's going to be talking about the innovative approaches to a workforce shortage.
Well, that may apply to not just the oil and gas industry, but other industries as well. Danny, Kyle, can you stick around through the news break? We have breakfast from Kith and Kin right here, so we're going to take a break and be back, talk more about the Mayor's Oil and Gas Summit coming up in Carlsbad this week on KSVP Artesia.
News this hour from townhall.com.